There is a box sitting on your kitchen counter right now. Maybe it has a cartoon on the front. Maybe it says heart healthy. Maybe it says whole grain in big letters with a little red heart next to it. Maybe it shows a field of golden wheat under a blue sky. And every morning you pour it into a bowl, add some milk, and hand it to your kid. Or you eat it yourself because the box told you it was a smart choice. But here is what the box did not tell you. That whole grain claim on the front? It can appear on a cereal where sugar is the second ingredient. That heart-healthy check mark? It is a program some companies pay to participate in. That short ingredient list you expected from a simple cereal? Some of these boxes carry 15, 20, 25 ingredients, including dyes, preservatives, and additives that multiple countries have restricted or banned. The cereal aisle is one of the most aggressively marketed sections of any American grocery store. And the gap between what the front of the box promises and what the back of the box reveals is wider than most people realize. Today, we are going through 13 cereal brands that deserve a much harder look and 7 that actually earn their spot in your pantry. We are reading the labels, checking the sugar counts, identifying the additives, and following the money. By the end, you will have a simple checklist you can use in any store, any aisle, any brand, so the box never does the thinking for you again. Let us start where most American mornings start. Number 1. Fruit Loops. Kellogg's Fruit Loops is one of the most iconic cereal boxes in America. Toucan Sam has been on shelves since 1963. Generations of kids grew up eating it. But let us talk about what is actually in the bowl. The first ingredient is a blend of corn flour, wheat flour, and oat flour. Fine. But the second ingredient is sugar. And when you add up sugar, partially hydrogenated oils in some legacy formulations, and the rest, you are looking at 12 grams of added sugar per serving. That is a 1-cup serving, and most people pour more than 1 cup. Then there are the colors: red 40, blue 1, yellow 6, blue 2. These are artificial petroleum-based dyes. The European Union requires warning labels on foods containing these dyes, stating they may have an adverse effect on activity and attention in children. In the United States, no such warning is required. Fruit Loops also contains BHT, butylated hydroxytoluene, added as a preservative. BHT has been the subject of ongoing debate. The National Toxicology Program has studied it. Some countries have restricted its use in food. The FDA still permits it in the U.S. at certain levels. But the fact that it appears in a children's breakfast cereal, when plenty of cereals manage to exist without it, is worth noting. And here is the quiet part. Despite the name Fruit Loops, there is no fruit in this cereal. None. The word fruit is a creative spelling specifically designed to avoid making a fruit claim. The different colors? They all taste the same. That has been confirmed multiple times. The colors exist purely for marketing to children. This is not breakfast. This is candy in a bowl with a mascot. Number 2. Honey Smacks. Kellogg's Honey Smacks holds a distinction that no cereal wants. By sugar content as a percentage of weight, it is one of the most sugar-dense cereals ever sold in a mainstream grocery store. We are talking about 56% sugar by weight in some formulations. More than half of what you are eating is sugar. To put that in perspective, a glazed donut from a popular chain has about 10 grams of sugar. A serving of Honey Smacks has 15 grams. Your cereal is out-sugaring the donut. And in 2018, Honey Smacks was linked to a multi-state salmonella outbreak that the CDC tracked to over 100 reported illnesses across 36 states. Kellogg's issued a recall. The cereal was pulled from shelves temporarily. It came back. The formulation still leads the sugar charts. If you have this box in your pantry, read the nutrition label one more time. Then ask yourself if this is really how you want to start the day. Number 3. Lucky Charms. General Mills has marketed Lucky Charms with a leprechaun and a promise of magic for decades. It is a childhood staple, but the ingredient list is anything but magical. 12 grams of added sugar per serving. Artificial colors including red 40, yellow 5 and 6, blue 1. And then there is trisodium phosphate. Yes, that is an ingredient. It is used as a color and acidity regulator. Trisodium phosphate is also used in cleaning products and degreasers. Now, the amount in cereal is small, and the FDA considers it generally recognized as safe at food-grade levels. But the fact that it is in a cereal marketed almost exclusively to children, alongside artificial dyes and marshmallow pieces that are essentially shaped sugar, paints a picture. And in 2022, the FDA received over 100 complaints from consumers reporting nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea after eating Lucky Charms. The FDA investigated. General Mills said its internal investigation did not find a definitive link. The reports were logged. The cereal stayed on shelves. But thousands of consumer complaints were also filed on the food safety platform iwaspoisoned.com around the same time. Lucky Charms is not a health food. It is not a balanced breakfast. It is a confection with a cartoon spokesperson and a nutrition label that tells a very different story than the front of the box. Number 4. Frosted Flakes. Tony the Tiger has been telling Americans that Frosted Flakes are great since 1952. And for decades, parents have treated this as one of the safer sugary cereals because it looks simpler. It is just flakes with a coating, right? The issue is that coating. A single serving has 13 grams of added sugar. The ingredient list is relatively short, but sugar is the second ingredient, and the flakes themselves are made from milled corn, which is a refined grain, not whole grain. Refined. So what you actually have is a refined grain, coated in sugar, with very little fiber, very little protein, and almost no micronutrient density beyond what is sprayed on through fortification. Frosted Flakes survives on nostalgia and the assumption that because it looks simple, it must be fine. But simple does not mean nutritious. And 13 grams of sugar in a bowl that most people double in portion size means you could be starting your morning with more than 6 teaspoons of added sugar before you even leave the kitchen. Number 5. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. General Mills positions Cinnamon Toast Crunch as an irresistible flavor experience. And they are right about the flavor. The problem is how they achieve it. 12 grams of added sugar per serving. The cereal contains canola oil, soy lecithin, and the flavor system includes natural and artificial flavor, which is a catch-all phrase that tells you almost nothing about what you are actually tasting. But the bigger issue is how this cereal is consumed. Because of its dessert-like taste profile, portion control essentially disappears. Independent dietary surveys have consistently shown that hyper-palatable cereals lead to significantly larger serving sizes than what is listed on the box. The box says a serving is about 3/4 of a cup. Pour that into a bowl and look at it. Nobody eats that amount. This is a cereal engineered to make you eat more of it. And every extra handful is more sugar, more refined starch, more of a breakfast that behaves like dessert. Number 6. Raisin Bran. And yes, this one surprises people. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has lived in the healthy cereal section of the American imagination for decades. Bran, raisins, fiber, a son wearing sunglasses. It looks responsible, but check the sugar line. A single serving of Raisin Bran contains 17 to 18 grams of total sugar, with around 9 grams of added sugar, depending on the formulation. The raisins contribute natural sugar, yes, but Kellogg's also coats those raisins in a sugar glaze. That is the added sugar. They take a dried fruit that already contains natural sugars and then add more sugar to it. So you are eating bran flakes, which is good, but those flakes come with sugar-coated fruit and a total sugar load that rivals some of the cereals people consider junk. The fiber is real, the bran is real, but the health halo is inflated. Raisin Bran is the cereal people switch to when they think they are making a better choice. And compared to Fruit Loops, sure, it is a step up, but it is not the virtuous bowl the marketing implies. Number 7. Cocoa Puffs. General Mills. 12 grams of added sugar per serving. Corn, sugar, corn syrup. The third ingredient is literally another form of sugar. Then you get canola oil, cornstarch, and cocoa processed with alkali, which reduces the natural antioxidant content of the cocoa. Cocoa Puffs is marketed to children with one of the most recognizable mascots in cereal history, and the product delivers almost no nutritional value beyond what is artificially fortified. It is a sugar delivery vehicle shaped like small brown spheres. Number 8. Apple Jacks. Same family as Fruit Loops. Kellogg's. Similar artificial dye lineup. red 40, yellow 6, blue 1. Similar sugar load. And despite the name, Apple Jacks contains no meaningful apple content. There is dried apples, listed deep in the ingredient list, but the amount is negligible. The apple flavor comes from the flavor system, not from fruit. Again, the name is doing work the ingredients are not. Number 9. Cap'n Crunch. Quaker Oats, owned by PepsiCo. Cap'n Crunch has been on shelves since 1963. It is one of the most enduring cereal brands in America. The base is made from corn flour and oat flour, but sugar is the second ingredient. A serving has 12 grams of added sugar. The cereal also contains partially hydrogenated coconut and soybean oil in some formulations, which historically has been a source of trans fats. While the FDA moved to eliminate partially hydrogenated oils as a primary source of artificial trans fats, trace amounts can still appear in products under certain labeling thresholds. Cap'n Crunch also contains artificial colors, including yellow 5 and yellow 6. And the texture, that famous crunch, is achieved through a process that makes the cereal so hard it has become an internet joke for cutting the roof of your mouth. That hardness comes from the sugar and starch matrix baked at high temperatures. You are essentially eating flavored, dyed, sugar-hardened corn puffs. Number 10. Special K. And this one matters because of what it pretends to be. Kellogg's Special K has been positioned for decades as the smart, weight-conscious, adult cereal. The red box, the clean design, the implied promise that this is what disciplined, health-aware people eat. But look closer. The original Special K is primarily made from rice, wheat gluten, and sugar. It is a refined grain cereal with relatively low fiber, moderate sugar, and a protein count that sounds decent until you realize much of it comes from added wheat gluten, not from a naturally protein-rich whole food. Special K is not a bad cereal in the way Fruit Loops is bad. It is a mediocre cereal wearing a premium, health-forward disguise. And it costs more because of that disguise. You are paying for the image of health, not for actual nutritional superiority. There are store-brand cereals with better fiber, less sugar, and more whole grain content that cost $1 less per box. Special K's greatest ingredient is its marketing department. Number 11. Honey Nut Cheerios. This one is going to be uncomfortable because Honey Nut Cheerios is one of the best-selling cereals in America. The B, the heart-healthy messaging, the General Mills brand trust. But Honey Nut Cheerios contains 12 grams of added sugar per serving. The honey in the name? Honey is listed in the ingredients, but sugar appears before it, meaning there is more sugar than honey. The sweetness you taste is primarily from sugar, not from honey. And the heart health claim? Cheerios has promoted its oat-based cereals in connection with heart health for years, and the original plain Cheerios does contain whole grain oats and soluble fiber that can be part of a heart-healthy diet. But Honey Nut Cheerios takes that foundation and buries it under added sugar. The heart-healthy halo of the original gets borrowed by the sweetened version, and most shoppers do not separate the two in their minds. General Mills wants you to feel the same way about Honey Nut Cheerios as you do about original Cheerios, but the nutrition labels tell two very different stories. Number 12. Fruity Pebbles. Post-consumer brands. Another cereal named after fruit that contains no fruit. 13 grams of added sugar per serving. Artificial dyes including red 40, yellow 6, blue 1, yellow 5, and blue 2. Hydrogenated vegetable oil, and the base is rice, which is a refined grain with minimal fiber. Fruity Pebbles is essentially a bowl of dyed, sweetened, puffed rice. It is marketed with Flintstones characters, targeting children, and it delivers almost nothing of nutritional value. Number 13. Corn Pops. Kellogg's Corn Pops flies under the radar compared to some of the flashier cereals on this list, but it deserves to be here. The first ingredient is corn, but sugar comes right after. A serving has 13 grams of added sugar. The cereal contains annatto color, which is natural, but it also uses a formulation that is extremely low in fiber and protein. Corn Pops is a puffed corn cereal glazed in sugar. That is essentially the entire product. And because it does not have the loud mascot or the neon colors, it sometimes gets overlooked in conversations about junk cereal. but nutritionally it belongs right alongside the worst offenders. Now, let us talk about what actually deserves to be in your bowl, because the cereal aisle is not hopeless. There are brands that respect your intelligence, keep their ingredient lists honest, and deliver actual nutrition without relying on dyes, excessive sugar, or misleading front-of-box claims. Better choice number 1. Plain Cheerios. The original, not Honey Nut. General Mills Original Cheerios has a short ingredient list. Whole grain oats are the first ingredient. 1 gram of added sugar per serving. 3 grams of fiber. No artificial colors, no artificial flavors. The soluble fiber from oats, beta-glucan, has genuine research supporting its role in cholesterol management when consumed as part of a healthy diet. Original Cheerios is not exciting. That is the point. It is a simple whole grain oat cereal that does what cereal is supposed to do. It is also affordable and available everywhere. If your family likes Honey Nut Cheerios, try mixing half original with half Honey Nut and reduce the sugar load by nearly 50%. Better choice number 2. Barbara's Original Puffins. Barbara's, now owned by Post, makes Puffins cereal with whole grain corn, oat flour, and whole wheat flour. The original flavor has 5 grams of added sugar per serving and 6 grams of fiber. No artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no BHT. It is not zero sugar, and it is not trying to pretend it is a superfood. But it is a genuinely better formulated cereal that tastes good and delivers real fiber without the dye and additive load of its competitors. It is available at most major grocery chains, Whole Foods, Target, and online. Better choice number 3. Ezekiel 4-9, Sprouted Grain Cereal by Food for Life. This one is different from everything else on this list. Ezekiel cereal is made from sprouted whole grains and legumes: wheat, barley, spelt, millet, lentils, soybeans. 0 grams of added sugar in the original variety. The sprouting process can increase bioavailability of certain nutrients and may reduce phytic acid, which can interfere with mineral absorption. The ingredient list is remarkably short. The cereal is found in the natural or organic section of most grocery stores, sometimes in the freezer section for the bread products. It is not cheap, and the taste is earthy, not sweet. But if you want a cereal that is genuinely just whole food, this is one of the cleanest options available in a mainstream American store. One note: it does contain wheat and soy, so it is not appropriate for people with those allergies. Better choice number 4. Cascadian Farm Organic Purely O's. This is an organic alternative to Cheerios, made with organic whole grain oats, organic cane sugar, organic oat bran, and organic oat fiber. 2 grams of added sugar per serving. USDA Organic Certified. No synthetic pesticide residues, no artificial anything. It costs a bit more than regular Cheerios, but if organic sourcing matters to your family, this is one of the most straightforward organic cereals on the market. It does not pretend to be more than it is. It is a simple oat O with minimal sugar and clean sourcing. Better choice number 5. Uncle Sam Original Cereal, made by Attune Foods. This cereal has been around since 1908. The ingredient list is 4 items: whole wheat berry flakes, flaxseed, salt, barley malt. That is it. 10 grams of fiber per serving, 7 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. It is not glamorous. The box looks like it has not been redesigned since the mid-century. But the formula is honest, the fiber content is exceptional, and the ingredient list is something you can read in 5 seconds and understand completely. Uncle Sam's cereal is available at many grocery stores, often in the natural food section and online. It is one of the most underrated cereals in America. Better choice number 6. Nature's Path Organic Heritage Flakes. Nature's Path is a family-owned, certified organic company. Heritage Flakes are made from a blend of ancient grains: kamut wheat, spelt, oat, millet, quinoa, and amaranth. 4 grams of added sugar per serving. 4 grams of fiber. USDA Organic. Non-GMO, Project Verified. The flavor is mild, slightly nutty, and pairs well with fresh fruit and nuts. The price is higher than conventional cereal, but the ingredient quality and sourcing transparency Justify the difference for shoppers who prioritize organic and whole grain content. Better choice number 7, Aldi's Millville Crispy Oats, the store brand Cheerios alternative. If budget matters, and it does for most families, Aldi's Millville Crispy Oats are a near-identical match to original Cheerios at a significantly lower price. Whole grain oats as the first ingredient. Minimal sugar. No artificial colors or flavors. Aldi does not spend millions on mascots and marketing campaigns. That savings gets passed to the shelf price. For families buying cereal every week, switching to a store-brand whole grain oat cereal can save meaningful money over a year without sacrificing quality. And this principle applies beyond Aldi. Kroger, Walmart's Great Value, and Target's Good and Gather lines all offer plain oat cereals with comparable nutrition to name brand options at lower prices. Always compare the ingredient list and the nutrition panel. The store brand is often the same product without the advertising budget baked into the price. Now here is your checklist. Use this the next time you stand in the cereal aisle. 1. Flip the box over. Ignore the front entirely. The front is advertising. The back is the product. 2. Check the first 3 ingredients. If sugar, corn syrup, or any sugar variant appears in the first 3, you are buying a sweetened product, not a grain product. Whole grain should be first. 3. Look at added sugar per serving. Aim for 6 grams or less. Anything above 10 grams per serving is in dessert territory. 4. Check the serving size, then look at your bowl. Most cereal servings are about 3/4 of a cup to 1 cup. Most people pour 1.5 to 2 cups. Whatever the label says, double it for a realistic picture of what you are actually consuming. 5. Look for artificial dyes by name. Red 40, yellow 5, yellow 6, blue 1, blue 2. If you see these, the cereal contains petroleum-based colorants that multiple countries require warning labels for. You can decide what you are comfortable with, but you should at least know they are there. 6. Check for BHT or BHA. These are preservatives. They are FDA permitted, but have been scrutinized by health agencies in other countries. Many cereals manage to preserve freshness without them. 7. Do not trust the word natural on a cereal box. The FDA has not established a formal definition for natural on food labels. It is a marketing word, not a regulatory standard. 8. Compare price per ounce, not price per box. Boxes come in different sizes. A bigger box at a higher price can actually be cheaper per serving. And a store-brand cereal at a lower price per ounce with the same ingredients is the smarter buy. 9. If a cereal name includes a fruit, check whether actual fruit appears in the ingredient list. If it does not, the name is doing the work the ingredients refuse to do. 10. If a cereal says, made with whole grain, check how much. The FDA allows this claim even if the product contains a mix of whole and refined grains. Look for 100% whole grain, or check whether whole grain is the first and dominant ingredient. Here is the bigger picture. The cereal industry spends billions of dollars every year on marketing. A significant portion of that marketing is aimed at children and at health-conscious adults. The boxes are designed to create trust before you ever read the label. Bright colors for kids, clean designs, and heart icons for adults. Words like wholesome, nutritious, smart start, good source of vitamins. But fortification, spraying vitamins onto a sugary refined product, does not turn junk food into health food. You can fortify a gummy bear with vitamin D. That does not make it a balanced breakfast. The cereals that deserve your trust are the ones that do not need a mascot, a health claim, or a creative spelling of the word fruit to justify their existence. They are the ones with short ingredient lists, real whole grains first, minimal added sugar, and no dyes or unnecessary preservatives. Go check your pantry. Look at the boxes that are in there right now. Flip them over. Read the first 5 ingredients. Check the added sugar. Look for the dyes. And then decide if that box earned its spot or if it just had a better commercial. If this changed how you think about your morning routine, share it with someone who still grabs the same box every week without flipping it over. And if you want to see what we found when we looked at other everyday products most families trust without question, that video is right here. Your breakfast should work for you, not for the company that designed the box.